Cultural misunderstanding. Cultural misunderstanding happens when people from different cultures communicate or interact with one another. People from one culture act according to their norms and values, but the other doesn't understand the message the way it was conveyed and might interpret differently due to the cultural differences. Cultural misunderstanding also occurs when a word, gestures, or social context have different meanings in different cultures. For example, when in a group there are several people who come from different countries and different cultures, and a teacher acts in the style of language that is usually used in her country, so that students misunderstand the teacher's question. And also, the teachers did not ask for volunteers but directly pointing at the person. For example, an Indian who was asked to introduce himself by his teacher, but the teacher said, "Your dress were different from the others, and we were interested where you come from." And the teacher also thought that he don't understand that language because the student did not immediately respond, but the student misunderstood the teacher's meaning by praising his dress, and the students immediately said, "I'm an Indian. I understand what you mean, and I also speak other languages. I can hear you and just fine." So both of them are misunderstanding, and finally they both apologized to each other, and the teacher said, "I would love to find out more about your culture."
Misinterpretation. Misinterpretation is a failure to understand or to interpret something correctly. Misinterpretation can happen because of our action or our words, and it is interpreted differently by the other person. It is usually happen because of a different culture or different understanding. So in this section, I will show you the misinterpretation that currently or oftenly happen in our daily life or even in our work life. So here it is the video.
The English believe it's a slur on your host's food if you don't clear your plate. Whereas the Chinese feel you're questioning their generosity if you do. At HSBC, we never underestimate the importance of local knowledge, which is why we have local banks staffed by local people in over 80 countries across the globe. HSBC, the world's local bank.
From the video, we can see the misinterpretation between Englishmen and Chinese people, that Englishmen think they should appreciate the chef by spending all the food, but the Chinese people think that when we spend the food, that means we want more.
Stereotype originally referred to a printing stamp that was used to make multiple copies from a single model. Stereotypes are often made around characteristics of age, sex, race, religion, vocation, nationality, and ethnicity. Although potentially any characteristic that distinguishes one group of people from another can lead to stereotyping.
Stereotypes make a reality easier to deal with because they simplify the complexity that makes people unique. It is therefore important to acknowledge that stereotypes exist and make a conscious decision to be aware of them with those who came from a different background, although this may not be pleasant.
Hi, I'm Mega. What's your name?
Hi Mega, I'm Naomi. Are you also a student joining the student exchange program here?
Hi. Yeah. Where are you from?
Canada, how about you?
Romania.
Oh, so you're Romanian. Is that land of gypsies? I heard it's dangerous there. There are many typhus in the middle of the night.
What? No, I'm not gypsies. Gypsies are a minority in my country. It's only 3% of the entire population. And for your information, when it comes to gypsy, don't expect all gypsy to be beggars and ready to steal from you. No, there's a whole world and culture with gypsy prices and start learning something of their tradition and practice. I mean, they are very fancy.
Oh, I'm so sorry to say that. I'm just saying something that I hear a lot. Thank you for telling me. Because of you, I came to know a lot of information about Romania.
No problem. Anytime.
The next is cross-cultural misevaluating. Cultural conditioning influences evaluation even more than experience and understanding. The act of evaluating someone or something entails deciding if they are good or bad. In cross-cultural correlations, we use our own culture as a yardstick, judging what is similar to our own culture as natural and healthy, and what is different as abnormal and wrong. Our own culture becomes a self-reference criterion. Since no other culture is similar to our own, we judge all other cultures as inferior, and this standard leads to misevaluation because no other culture can achieve the same level. When attempting to understand or interact with people from different cultures, evaluation is rarely helpful.
This video is an example of the culture of India. Street food sellers in India usually use their hands directly to mix their food, which is very unusual in some countries. Citizens of other countries certainly consider this unhygienic and dirty. However, some others consider this normal because it may be caused by poverty.
Culture sensitivity is a knowledge, awareness, and acceptance of other cultures and others' cultural identity. It is referred to a set of skills that allow you to learn about and understand people whose cultural background is not the same as yours. It means that you will see differences as a positive thing and don't consider one culture better or worse, right or wrong.
Having cultural sensitivity is important, especially when you're traveling to other countries with different cultural background. You can demonstrate respect and appreciation to the people in the place you're visiting. This helps you to grow your understanding of your new surroundings and makes your time spent there more meaningful. But cultural sensitivity is just as important when you're at home. It's so important that the concept of surrounding you have has become increasingly relevant both in the workplace and for major business branding strategies.
Hello, I'm Margaretha from USA. How about you?
Hello, I'm Putri Pakpahan from Indonesia.
Nice to know you, Miss Pakpahan.
Miss Pakpahan? No, you can just call me Miss Putri.
Oh, but in our country, we usually call someone by their surname. Actually, people will very bothered if someone called them by their first name.
Oh, I see. But in Indonesia, we usually call someone by their first name. But I'm never mind if you call me Miss Pakpahan.
All right, then. It is nice to know this unique information, actually.
I think we have some interesting.
I think so.